Welcome everyone to our first virtual Santa Barbara Tri-Club meeting. Trying something new. We're getting on the virtual train as well. I wish we were all together at Hazards instead of on a computer screen together, but we'll make the best of it that we can. It's hard to believe that the last time we were able to all get together, it's been a whole year since our last in-person meeting. And it's been kind of a wild ride since then. But I hope that everyone is doing well, staying healthy. We've been spending the last couple of months doing a lot of planning for this upcoming year. So we're really excited to kind of share with you guys what the plans are for the year. We're going to be focusing on offering virtual options while we are still in this time of social distancing, and we'll resume in-person events just as soon as we're allowed to do so. Let's see, so everything that we're planning to do, we're really trying to provide opportunities for you guys, both things to inspire you and motivate you, be it virtual meeting opportunities or virtual event opportunities. So we're going to kind of outline some of that, but this is definitely a group effort. So just want to first say thank you to the rest of the board that helps make this all happen. So I'm Christine Raymer. I am the president of the club, and joining me on the board is John Nelson, who is our vice president. Erica is our treasurer. Elizabeth is our member coordinator, and new to the board this year, Karen is our new secretary. So thank you, Karen, for joining us. Our support board consists of Cindy, Jason Smith, Fred Koss, BK, and John Martin. So thank you guys for all that you do and contribute to help us put on the events that we do throughout the year. And of course, we can't forget our sponsors, because they really help us do everything that we do as well. So of course, Hazards, Santa Barbara Triathlon, Goleta Beach Triathlon, Robert Watt Real Estate, the law offices of Brian O'Connor, Senior Helpers, Bill's Copy Shop, X-Tech, and Fidelity. Thank you to all of our sponsors. If you guys ever have an opportunity to help support them, please do, because they really do a lot to support us. So I'm going to kind of dive into the update. So this is the first of hopefully, well, I don't know if it's a hopefully, but the first virtual meeting of possibly more. We are definitely planning to continue to do virtual meetings for as long as we're unable to do in-person meetings. So we've got some great speakers lined up tonight. Next month, we are going to have another virtual meeting opportunity for you guys, and that's going to be focused on coaching. And so there'll be some opportunities to hear from some coaches, get questions answered, and hopefully provide you with some, resources and inspiration for your training.
Hey, Christine, maybe before we go too much further, let's try the chat button.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Let's see what races maybe people are going to do this year. Just kind of
So we have, so there's the chat option, and we're going to have, if you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead and put those in the chat as well. So we'll kind of be monitoring those, and we'll, pause throughout the session to answer those questions. But if we all want to practice, we can practice by, why don't you put in the chat if you have any races that you're planning to do this year. Go ahead and enter those, and that'll be kind of fun to see what people are planning, be it triathlon or otherwise. And I'm on a phone, so I don't know where to do it. apparently I need to practice too. Chat. This is fun seeing. Ooh.
Yeah, Christine, I see a lot of them coming in.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, I don't get, it doesn't tell me. Oh, it does. Yay. Okay, cool. I'm getting pop-ups.
Okay, I see John Herzog is optimistic. John's doing the Ironman World Championship. Way to go, John.
Yeah, it might be just in my mind, though.
Oh no, hey, you got to start somewhere.
You know,
I see lots of 70.3 St. George coming up in May, and I see a lot of Hanu 70.3s popping up. I mean, Jason's putting that together for us. The Santa Cruz Half Ironman. So hopefully these races come off. We got to keep our fingers crossed. I think we're going to be pretty good luck. So that looks good. Okay, so it looks like we got that chat box figured out.
Okay. Woohoo! Yeah, Santa Barbara Tri. Yeah.
Yeah, big time for Santa Barbara Tri. We've got Elizabeth is going to talk a little bit later about that. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Christine, want to take it back?
Oh yeah. So cool. So keep them coming if you haven't completed the chat what race or races you have coming up this year. If you haven't had a chance to do that yet, go ahead and feel free to put that in the chat whenever you figure that out. So in addition to virtual meetings, so we've got this virtual meeting, and then we have a virtual meeting focused on coaching next month. And we have more ideas in the works. We're just, going to take it month by month and see what we're allowed to do. So, if we can't meet in person, we'll come together virtually. And as soon as we can come together in person, we'll be getting an in-person meeting and social put together just as soon as we can. And in addition to that, we haven't been able to do a lot of our, really fun events that we do. So we're taking our events virtual as well. So that is kicking off with the new Local Legend Challenge. And I'm going to turn it over to Jason to talk about that, because this was his brainchild. So Jason, thank you for coming up with this and coming up with the courses. So I'll let you talk here for a few minutes about this.
All right. So real quickly, because I know there's going to be a lot of questions. Because if any of you have read the descriptions, there's probably like, well, where do we start? I don't get it. This was the first draft, and so I'll try to update this with either pictures or just being more descriptive. So this is what we decided to do, is create more carrots for you guys to stay motivated, I guess. And so what I thought would be fun, we try to make up 9 challenges, 3 swim, 3 bike, 3 run, and a bonus if it comes down to a tie regarding the total time for the men and women. So real quickly, the pool or the swim route, I'll go through it real quickly because there's a lot of cover here. So it's a 200, 400 challenge. So you swim basically 400 meters or yards and as fast as you can, and then 200 as fast as you can, and then accumulate the 2 distances, and that is it. 1500 meter or yard time trial, and then an open water. Now this is the confusing one. The open water challenge is technically I call it the Milpas Mile. It's the pier to Milpas Street, and there's a big rope right by the pier that just connects to a big, what do you want to call it? It's not a buoy, but there's a big floating technically buoy out there that the rope is always there. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but that's where you start. You can't miss it. So start around that area, and then swim all the way, try to eyeball it to what's the hotel on the corner of Milpas. You basically kind of eyeball that. When you so get out of the water when you're around that area and go sprint to the crosswalk, and there's a sign, there's a bike sign. Just hit that with your hand, stop your watch, and that's your time. Okay? Because people don't know where they end. So I was like, well, just run to the Milpas sign. and there's a big bike sign on it. I'll try to upload a picture on that one. So that's the open water Milpas Mile Challenge. The bike, Old San Marcos Road. And that's pretty much to the bridge on Old San Marcos at the bottom, the base, to the caution stop sign. I think we all know where that is, but if you don't, it's the caution stop sign, not the stop sign. We don't want you going onto the road on 154. We want people to live. So that's the Old San Marcos Challenge. The Monday Night Time Trial. So this is cool because you can kill two birds with one stone. The Monday Night Time Trial, I understand, starts in March. So if you want to wait till March, get some base miles in, get more fit, then use this as the Monday Night Time Trial and virtual challenge.
And
Santa
I
Barbara,
see that John just posted the link for Monday Night Time Trial in the chat box. So if that's a event and a course that you're unfamiliar with, definitely check out their website for some more
Right.
information on that particular event.
correct. The Santa Barbara course, I think we all are familiar with the Santa Barbara Tri course. If you don't know and you're on Strava, go to Segment Explorer and search for Santa Barbara Tri and it'll pop up. But I downloaded the route and the link is on the Tri Club website. The run, Milpas Mile Challenge. Basically, you're doing the opposite of what you swam. So you're starting at Milpas Road and you're going towards the pier. It's basically where the bike path hits the sidewalk, or basically right at the crosswalk on Milpas, all the way to the caution sign at the pier. The 10-mile push the path challenge is basically you're starting at the bike path at Modoc. You're going to the roundabout at UCSB on the road on the bike path, and then you turn around and come back. What I'll do is take a picture, or what I could do is put, if everyone's okay with me, spray painting just a little circle so you know exactly where that is. I can do that. And then the Mountain Drive 10K challenge. That is.
Jason,
Oh, sorry. Yes.
no,
Might have been a false alarm.
What happened? Can everyone hear me?
Yes, yeah, everybody can hear you, I
Yep.
think.
Okay, real quick, Mountain Drive 10K. So if you have not been on Mountain Drive yet, there is a hidden water fountain that someone told me that could be a myth, but wine used to come out of it at some point. Am I correct on this one? I don't know. Anyway, a long time ago, someone told me that you could pour something, you could pour wine out of this thing. Anyway, now it's a water fountain, but it's exactly 3 miles from Gibraltar Road on Mountain Drive. So it's just an out and back. Check out the course, link on the website. And then if you want, this is the bonus, is the swim run. So it's a 1K in the pool and then 5K run immediately after. And so you don't stop your watch when you get out of the pool. Transitions count. So you got to be quick. And please submit all your times to the website. And that's it.
Does everybody see that John Herzog's comment on the wine from the water fountain?
No, am I true? Is it?
He says that's when Jesus lived in Santa Barbara.
So if you have any questions on exactly where to go, give me a holler on Facebook or socials or after the meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and also take a look at the SB Tri Club website because Jason's posted a lot of information on the website as well. So a lot of good info there too.
Yeah, and as we, if we get pictures or things like that, we'll add, we'll keep adding to that post. Just, if anything's unclear, we are getting questions, we'll go ahead and update that with additional information to further clarify the different routes.
Right. So another,
So-
thanks, Jason, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So Christine, I was just going to mention, the other virtual event that we've got planned are, well, it's not a virtual event at all. It's a real in-person event. And that's the structured running workouts. In the past, we've had the Tuesday night track workouts, but we can't do that right now. We can't get on the track. But Cindy Abrami and the Wellness Movement, Cindy's company, they're going to provide structured workouts for us on Wednesday nights. And there's no charge for that if you're a member of the club. So that's the Wellness Movement's going to donate their time to the club to help us with that. But the workouts are going to be on Wednesdays this year versus the Tuesday night. The Wednesdays will be starting at 6 o'clock. The first workout is scheduled for St. Patrick's Day, Wednesday, March 17th. The plan is for all of us to meet at East Beach at the west end of the parking lot. And then Cindy will put together the structured workout. And if we meet at East Beach, there's 3 basic areas that we can work on. We can run from East Beach toward the Biltmore. That'll give us a good hill workout there for hill repeats. We can go around Chase Palm Park for intervals, or Cindy can take us to the baseball field across the street and we can run some measured distances there. And Cindy knows, most importantly, if we meet at East Beach, there are 3 bathrooms on the route for those that might need that. So that's an important too. So, but the thought is structured workouts Wednesdays, 6 p.m., starting Wednesday, March 17th. The safety protocol is to wear a mask, but then you can take the mask off, of course, if you want during the workout. There'll be typical interval workouts, similar to the track workouts, sometimes based on time, sometimes based on distance. And if it's distance, Cindy will mark and measure with cones. So we've got that coming up. I wanted to give everybody an update on night moves. I talked to Jay. He's hoping to have night moves and start in May, but it depends on getting a permit from the city right now. But the plan for night moves is still to happen. And Jay says when he gets the permit and gets approval, there'll certainly be discounts for SB Tri Club members to do that. We talked about the Monday night time trial, and I think John posted the website there. That starts on Monday, March 15th. On the race kits this year, we're not going to do a new race kit this year, but if you want to order a race kit or a bike kit, you can go online with DeSoto Sports because we'll keep the same pattern we have from last year. That's going to open up in June for orders. This year, we want to get the Tri Club kits for those that want them, have all that in before the SB Tri in August. So we look sharp for that. All right. And I think that's it for some of the announcements. Christine, did I leave anything out?
I was muted. Sorry. No, I think you hit on all of it. Yeah. So, guys, we've got a lot of stuff planned for the year, but, we are going to take it kind of, 1 month at a time because things are changing quickly. But we're really excited for some of these things that we have, in place, and hope that you'll find the local legend challenge exciting. We've seen some people, I think we have some folks that have already completed 5 or 6 of the routes. Ian Armstrong's been hitting it hard. So get out there. Hope to, see you out on some of these routes. Go ahead and share on like the Facebook group if you're, going to go do one, or if you have done one, so we can kind of virtually cheer for each other as we complete this challenge as well.
Okay. So next, one of the things we all appreciate about being in Santa Barbara is our local triathlon. Those of you that have raced other places know, I think it's the best triathlon going, with the ocean swim, the bike ride through the Montecito foothills, the beach run. You just can't beat it. The triathlon's had a tough go the last few years.
Oh, look at Sonic.
you know, we had the issue with the fires and the floods and triathlon canceled. Then we had the issue, you know, with redoing the bathhouse, and then with COVID canceling last year. But I'm really excited. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to introduce Elizabeth Farnham in just a moment. She's on with us tonight. So Elizabeth has bought the race from Joy Koto, who ran it for a number of years. And I'm excited to have Elizabeth here. You know, I spent a lot of time with Elizabeth in a few years back running track workouts with the Mike Swan group on Tuesday nights. I know her well. She's a committed triathlete, and she and Jerry are going to do a great job. So what we'd like to do is maybe just have Elizabeth introduce herself to you and talk a little bit about what she has planned for the triathlon this year, coming up this August. Does that make sense? Elizabeth, you want to go ahead and jump in?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Thanks, John and Christine, for having me here tonight. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to
Alright.
say
My
hi.
favorite show in the world.
If you're whoever's talking, go on mute, okay?
It happens. This all started a long time ago. John and I were emailing in the last few days, and you know, he said, well, what, you know, do you want me to ask you some questions, kind of interview you so we could get it started? And all that came to mind was, what are you thinking buying a triathlon during the middle of a global pandemic when every race in the world has been canceled? So a couple things, as John mentioned, I used to live in Santa Barbara, and there's some very familiar faces on this call tonight. I used to run with Mike and Rusty's group. I worked for UGG for a little while, and I just love Santa Barbara. It's such a special community, but you guys live there, you already know that. I did participate in the race for a number of years, and it is, I mean, it's hands down one of the best races in the state. It has so much going for it, and Joe built an amazing race, but he built an amazing community around it. And everyone that I've spoken to that's had any connection with the race, you feel that coming through. Everyone from, you know, the timer to the administrators to my web guy who's sitting right here, and the guy who puts the water out on the run. Everyone is just so dug into this race, and it's really wonderful. And as John mentioned, yeah, there've been a couple of rough years for the race. It wasn't easy when the race had to be canceled because of the mudslides and, you know, the fires and the ensuing mudslides, and the bridges weren't rebuilt. And it's tough to come back after a race has been canceled. People find other things to do that weekend. And the following year, 2019, yep, the bathhouse, that kind of threw a wrench in the wheel, and the staging area was in that parking lot. So that was a little bit different. You didn't have kind of that majestic finish line right there on the beach, and, you know, the heart of Santa Barbara, where to me, it's everything about the race. And then, you know, of course, we've all lived through the last year, and we know what that looked like. To have to take it virtual was pretty heartbreaking for all of us, for all the races, all the athletes. So sometime in 2019, my husband is a swim coach, and he has been creating different verticals within his business. And he started talking about buying a triathlon, buying a couple triathlons, and Santa Barbara was at the top of the list. From our perspective, Santa Barbara is it's an epic race. It's a destination race. It's just this wonderful community. It has everything going for it. And it was at the top of the list. And so in 2019, we were at the race, and we were sitting in the park there, where the runners would be coming off the bike path to go into the finish chute right there in the parking lot. And so we're sitting there, and it's this gorgeous day, and, you know, Jerry's looking around, and he goes, yeah, this would be a really great race to buy. He goes, do you think this guy would, I don't know, maybe partner with us? Because he didn't think in a million years that this was going to be a viable option. And I looked up, and no exaggeration, maybe like 15 feet from us on the other side of the bike path was Joe, standing there clapping for the athletes finishing the race, which is where you would typically find Joe at the end of the race. And I said, I don't know, sweetie, but there's the race director. Why don't you go ask him? And he got up and he walked over and he said, I'm thinking about buying a race. And Joe looked at him and said, you want to buy this one? And so that's how it began. And Jerry and I went up to Santa Barbara probably about the first week of March in 2020. We already had a deal. We had already negotiated the terms. We already had a deal. Joe flew out from Texas and he met us up in Santa Barbara, and we went and we met with folks over at Montecito Bank and Trust to introduce us as the possible, potential, about to happen new owners. And the three of us went out to the Honor Bar that night, and it was a beautiful, warm, unseasonably warm March evening. And we sat outside, and we just all felt like this is great. This is going to be a great transition, and we're going to buy the race, and Joe's going to help us throughout 2020, and 2020 is going to be a great race. And, Joe can kind of sail off into the Texas sunset, which is something that he wanted to do. And literally a week later, we all know what happened. So Joe finished up that year, took it virtual, and then the deal went through, and we, I don't know, can you take title to a race? We became the official owners in early September. And that was a really long time for me to have to keep quiet about something that I couldn't wait to tell everyone. And one of my first phone calls, there were two people, I won't tell you in which order I called them, but one of my first phone calls was to John Nelson, and John and I hadn't spoken in a long time. So there was, a quick catch up. Hey, how are you? How's your daughter? What's going on in your life? Oh, by the way, we bought the race. And there was this immediate, almost sigh of relief from John. Oh my gosh, thank God it's you. And I didn't necessarily take that like, oh my gosh, thank God it's you, Elizabeth. I took that really as like, thank God it's this real person. It's not some corporation coming in to take our race and, roll up races and, be a mini Ironman. And I said, no, John, really, it's just me. Jerry and I bought the race, but I'll be the race director. He'll be on site race day, but I'll be doing the grunt work. And I can't wait to work with you guys. I can't wait to just build on what Joe already started and help bring it back after a couple of rough years, and just kind of recreate the magic. It's a monumental task, as I'm sure you all can assume. Some of you have probably helped out on this race. I know that the Santa Barbara Tri Club not only participates in the event, it's a 2-day event, but I know that many of you also volunteer to help out. So I know that I can't do this without you guys. I'm going to be fully transparent about the race this year, and you can't hear it enough. It's our new normal. I don't know what's going to happen. I am very optimistic. You guys read, and you read the same newspapers, you see the same news broadcasts I do. Vaccine distribution. I was just on a webinar this afternoon with the News Hawk put it together, and the panel was some doctors from Cottage and Samsung, and they were really talking about vaccine distribution and what's going on. And when supply catches up, we'll be in good shape. Predictions, if you can believe them, maybe we're looking at July until we hit that point where everyone that wants a vaccine can have one. And that's, I think that's going to be just an integral data point for the cities to say, yes, you can bring all these people together and you can have a live event, and you can put all those people in the parking lot and on the beach and in the water. And so we're waiting and watching. I am hopelessly optimistic, and I really think by August we're going to be live again. I know a lot of early races are already getting rescheduled. I don't know what it is about October, but everybody feels very safe that in October we're going to be racing because it seems like that's where they're all landing. But so in the interim, you know, I'm kind of going down 3 different paths. Path 1 is we got this, we're live, and the race is going to be a 2-day event, and it's going to look like you guys know what it looks like. You know, it's going to be that familiar event. My plan is, of course, Saturday long course, Sunday the shorter events with the multiple categories, and we're thinking about adding some stuff as well. And really kind of the flavor that I'm trying to add is, you know, Saturday's a tough course. You guys have all raced it. You guys have all ridden that course. It's not easy. And that 10-mile run is off the bike is no joke. So, you know, I kind of, as an athlete over the years, have always viewed Saturday as the hardcore racing day. And I'm kind of viewing and the same, but I'm also kind of viewing Sunday as trying to make it a community event. I know that there are many people who, I think you guys maybe in the past have had a challenge for if you do both days, but also just really focusing on the community of Santa Barbara and giving, like, to hear Night Moves might be coming back in May is just, I mean, it's music to my ears. I loved going down to the beach on Wednesday nights, and even just watching, and just being around that vibe, but giving the community something to come out to on Sunday. And, you know, just be a part of, okay, it's okay to come outside and be around people again. In the event that, you know, the call gets made too late in terms of being able to do this and the numbers are down, it's possible we'll put this back on one day and we'll do long course and the shorter course events on one day if we had to do it. And it's, you know, gosh, I hate to think that we would still be in the position where in August we're 100% virtual. But I am going to go down a virtual path also, because even if we are live, I do plan on having a virtual division. I think there may be people who maybe they're nervous about traveling. Maybe they're still nervous about being in a big group, but they want to participate anyway. So we'll give them that option. We're talking to Ruvi about mapping out the Santa Barbara course. So we have the actual course so that when we create a virtual division, we can have kind of just a more controlled environment, so that we can try and score it a little bit. Wouldn't be scored with the live event, but it would absolutely be there. John and I talked a long time ago, you know, during that first phone call. I thought it'd be really cool if the Santa Barbara Tri Club, not me, not the race, but the Santa Barbara Tri Club hosted a tri challenge and invited the clubs in the area, you know, as far north, not sure what's north, maybe San Luis, but, you know, as far south to San Diego, if you guys want to have a tri club challenge and we can figure out how to score it, and, you know, we can get a trophy, and whoever wins the trophy gets to keep it for the year and try and create something to bring the clubs back and build the community. But I really think it'd be cool if that came from you guys, you know, the invitation, and you act as the host of that. So those, you know, these are all just some preliminary thoughts. This is, as you can imagine, as you know, because you live this life, everything's just a moving target right now. And I forgot about the whole living part. I did mention that I used to live in Santa Barbara. I had been with my beloved for a long time. He has children from a previous marriage. So if I wanted him to marry me, I had to come back to LA until the kids turned 18. And they're there. So we are, our ultimate goal is to come back to Santa Barbara. And my original thoughts were, well, I'll rent something up there starting this summer. And then, you know, we'll go back and forth for a couple of years until we're ready to buy and be up there 100% of the time. But what is it about this COVID that drove the real estate in Santa Barbara absolutely into another stratosphere? Oh my goodness. it's crazy. So who knows if it happens this summer, but it is in the works. And the reason that I'm telling you that is because um, eh, my ultimate goal is to be back in Santa Barbara, to be part of that community again. I'm not just going to be the race director from LA. I am every day working my angles and trying to make that move happen a little sooner. Sooner maybe than my husband is anticipating. But anyway, it's great to see you guys. I know I just kind of ran off for maybe more time than I was even allotted. I don't know if there's a way to do questions, if you want to do questions. I mean, I would hope maybe I can come back to meetings in the future. I can't wait to see you all live. I'm Elizabeth at sbtriathlon.com is my email address. And I'm happy to communicate with anyone. We are looking at opening registration. I'm targeting March 1st, where we're working everything out now, the events, the pricing. It's going to look a lot like it did in 2019. And that's where we are as of tonight.
Okay, thanks, Elizabeth. And I mean this personally, and I mean this on behalf of our whole club and our community. Welcome to Santa Barbara. It's going to be great. Okay.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
glad.
you.
Okay.
Johnny, can
I
I
look
grab it?
forward to working with all of you.
Okay.
John?
Maybe I'll flip it back to Christine. Wait, was there a question?
Hi,
Let's
John.
flip it back then to
Jake
Christine.
Clinton.
Okay, yep, we got the question here.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, I just want to say, Elizabeth, wish you the best bringing this back. I've been there. I know what it's about. Bringing back the 10 miler, 15 years ago was a tough nut after a year off. And this has been a disaster these last 2 years. As the father of night moves, I'm really hoping Jay can bring it back and Pier to Peak. But you got an uphill climb to get the numbers back, and you just got to make it your own.
Thank you. Thank
Bring
you, Jake.
something to it.
Thank you, Jake. And I'm counting on you to be there.
Well, I wish I could, but I live in New England now.
Well, that's okay. Come on back anyway.
Well,
It-
I hope so. I miss my road trips. I came back and did Pier to Peak 2 years ago, thinking I was going to come back every year, and
That's great.
2020 was
What-
just a disaster.
One last thing, and then I promise I'll stop because I know I took more time than I was allotted. But speaking of traveling to come to the race, Joe will be at the race. He will. He is holding my hand this entire year. We have a Monday morning call. We speak every morning, and he is walking me through navigating some of the landmines. And he is just, every time I talk to him, I wish he still lived in Santa Barbara, because I think, oh my gosh, we could all just be, I could see my husband and I being great friends with he and Jenna. But he will be there. I know that he means a lot to this community. So he will be there. So for those of you who, want to come, and hopefully you'll be able to give him a bear hug, you'll get a chance to see him again at this year's race.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much, Elizabeth. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Christine?
you.
Christine, you want to, we'll
Yeah.
flip it back to you to introduce our main speaker.
Yeah.